foodies, welcome to my channel, and look where I am today. I'm actually cooking in my garden. I mean, look at the day we've got today in the south of Gran Canaria. Today I'm making something really special for you. You're gonna love this one. I'm making risotto, but I'm making a risotto which I'm taking to another complete different level. Okay, on the pan, on my beloved cast iron Le Creuset pan, which I love, I've got some onion. It's only half an onion because I'm only cooking for myself today. So I've got half an onion and 2 thin stalks of leek, and they've been sweating for a little while. I'm sorry I can't show you the inside of the pan, but I just can't do everything at the same time. It's impossible. So I'm sweating them off. They've been sweating for a while, and I'm going to add my rice. In this case, arborio. Arborio is the Italian rice for risotto, although there are other brands or other names or other types that you can use. Arborio is the most common. Right, 1 handful for every person. So I'm a greedy bastard. So I'm putting 2, well, 2.5. Because tonight I might not want to cook. So right, what we need to do is toast these. We're going to mix them in with the onions and the celery, which is already translucent, okay? And we're going to slightly toast this rice. Very, very important that you do this. Right? So we toss it in the oil for a little bit, and then we go straight in with white wine. You can use white martini or vermouth if you like, but white wine is what I prefer. And if you don't drink this, you don't put in here. Don't use crap, because then you're going to end up with crap. So good quality white wine. We put it in, good slosh, and let that reduce. Mix it in. It's really important that you keep moving the rice all the time, because we want to release the starch from that rice. The reason being is that the release of that starch is what's going to help to make that creaminess that is so characteristic of the risotto. So always keep moving your rice. Here we go. Once it's reduced, which it will quite fast because rice just absorbs all liquids, here I have a stock. In this case, this is a store cupboard, or this is a supermarket bought stock. I don't mind using them because I think they're pretty good. I mean, I buy quality ones and they're actually pretty good and super easy to store. I do make my own stock sometimes, but the problem is I don't have space to put stocks in my fridges. I mean, my fridge is packed. I'll show you my fridge one day and you're just gonna go crazy because it's so always packed. I never seem to be able to empty it. Anyways, back to the rice. The stock has to be warm, okay? Always use warm stock, because if you use cold stock, you'll be cutting the cooking process and it just won't work. So a ladle at a time, drop it in and move it. Keep moving your rice all the time and let it cook. Let it absorb that liquid. It has to be done a ladle at a time. This is going to take about 15 to 16 minutes. As slowly you add a little bit of stock and you turn and you move the rice so the stock and the starch of the rice combine to start becoming creamy, and obviously the rice starts cooking with the absorption of that liquid. I'm sure you've got better things to do than to watch me do that for 15 to 16 minutes. So I'm gonna get on with it, and once I've almost got there, I'll get back to you. So I'll see you shortly. Right, as you can see, it's almost dried out. You can see the inside now. When it's almost dried out like that, we grab a ladle of our stock and we throw it in. Always warm stock, and then we keep turning it. You can actually start seeing how the sauce is gradually getting thicker, and it's got an opaque color now. It's not translucent anymore. It's got kind of an opaque color. That's what we're looking for. Keep doing this until your rice is almost cooked. At this point, because it's been a while now and it's getting fluffier. You can actually see the grains of rice absorbing all that liquid. I'm going to add my mushrooms. In this case, normal mushrooms. You can use any fungi that you want. Obviously, you can make it super exciting with really exotic fungus. So it's up to you, whatever you want. In this case, that's what I've got. That's what I use. So I'm throwing them in and I'm going to cook them. And I'm going to start cooking them as well. At this point, it's very important because they're actually going to start releasing their juice, or their flavor. They're full of water, as you know. And at this point, when this happens, my rice is actually going to absorb that goodness, that taste, and it's going to be epic. I'm going to love this. So I'll carry on. Okay, foodies, we're almost there. The rice is almost cooked, and now it's time for the star ingredient of this special risotto that I'm preparing for you in this occasion. And this is Secreto Iberico. This beautiful piece of meat is actually a leftover from a barbecue that I did. It's pork, and Secreto Iberico, you can translate it directly because it hasn't got another name in any other language. It's Iberian secret. And it's basically a cut of meat that comes from the behind the shoulder of the pork. In this case, it's pork that has only eaten acorns. It's the black Iberian pork, which is very special. It has a lot of intramuscular fat, and the flavor is phenomenal. Because I had it left over, it's going in here. So it's going in here before we finish it, because I want the rice to also absorb those wonderful flavors that this pork has. And this, my friends, is going to be the last ladle, or the last ladle and a half of stock that I'm going to put to finish off this beautiful dish. The sauce is already creamy. I'm actually, my mouth is actually watering. I'm just going to start drooling on top of this, which I don't want to. So, now the rice has all the flavors that I wanted to take in, and I'm going to taste it for seasoning. Reason being is that because it's a leftover pork from a barbecue, I always season my meat when I'm barbecuing quite heavily, especially pork, because I think it goes really well. As I always say, seasoning is a very, very personal thing. So, completely up to you what you do with it. So, I'm going to carry on working this for a little bit longer, and I'll get back to you. So, foodies, we're coming to the end. We're actually going to end the dish. We've got a beautiful creamy texture. I don't know if you can see it from there, but we have got a creamy texture now. The rice is cooked. It's slightly al dente, which is the way it should be. Okay, I'm turning the fire off now, and I'm taking it away from the fire. And now this is where the sauce becomes magic. We're going to use butter. Nice dollop of butter that goes in. And we're going to mix this and let it slowly melt into the rice. Super important that you do this away from the fire now, because the cooking process has finished. So with the residual heat this has, it's more than enough. By the way, I didn't tell you before, but the seasoning was perfect. The salt doesn't need it because, as I said, I really heavily salt my barbecue. So I really like it. If you don't like salt, don't use it. Simple. Right, the butter has been incorporated, and now the cheese. I should use Parmesan. I don't have Parmesan, so I'm using a bit of Manchego type cheese that I bought in the supermarket. So that goes in as well, super important. And then we mix it into the sauce. Together with starch, the butter, and the cheese, we're gonna get beautiful creaminess, and as I said, If you could smell this, my God, it's beautiful. And look where I am, it's perfection. Whoever invented this rice dish in Italy, you're a genius. Okay, perfect, absolutely perfection. I don't know if you can see it, but we've got a beautiful, beautiful creaminess. It's incredible. Look at this. This is incredible. My goodness. Right. I'm going to end up this with a little bit of cracked black pepper. And I'm going to throw in a secret ingredient that I haven't told you, any of you, about, and it's not even on my famous picture board where I usually show all the ingredients and name them. This one I didn't put because it's a secret. It's probably one of my favorite flavors from Earth, and that's truffle. I couldn't get any fresh truffles. We hardly ever find fresh truffles on the island. It's practically impossible to find them, and to be quite honest, if we could find them, we probably couldn't pay for them. So I've got this kind of paste which I buy in the supermarket. It's not that expensive, but it does the job. The flavor is certainly there. I've used a little bit of it in another dish. So what I'm going to do, because I actually want every single grain of this to be in here, I'm going to take a little bit of my stock with a teaspoon, and I'm going to put it in the jar. I'm then going to close it. I'm going to mix it, releasing and loosening all that paste. Oh my goodness. And putting it into my beautiful risotto. And this is where perfection goes to, as my son would say, epic. So mix it all in. My goodness, oh my goodness. We mix it all in. This is super, super beautiful. I should really allow it to rest, but I'm not going to, because I can't wait. Right, you can see the creaminess, all the ingredients have incorporated. We get ourselves a nice dish like this, and I'm just gonna serve straight in. Oh my goodness, you can see the truffle bits in it in between. Right guys, I'm actually going to finish this, excuse me, because it's a dirty plate in my house and it's for me, so it's okay. I'm going to finish this with another very special ingredient, which was given to me by my friend Kelly. Thank you, Kelly, I love you. White truffle oil, which is going to even bring it higher. Just a few drops of that, because it's very, very potent. And guys, dig in, give it a go. I mean, look at this. This is perfection. It is beautiful. Everything is right about that dish. Everything is right. The principles are very simple. Follow the steps. If you follow the steps, you're going to get a fantastic result, regardless of what ingredients you use. Give it a go. Let me know how you get on, okay? If you like the video, obviously give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. It really helps me out and makes me very happy. Give me comments as well, because I'm really chuffed when people are commenting my videos, even though I'm a small time at the moment. But it makes me very happy. And the last and most important thing, guys, please stay safe. You and your families, hope you're all okay. Stay safe and keep cooking. I'll see you next time.